is assassination? It is the killing of a very important person such as the president, the pope, and the likes. Basic causes of assassination: revolutionary cause, caused by the desire to change the government by violence; economic cause, belief that the target causes bad economic conditions; ideological cause, caused by the belief that the group's principles are being threatened by the target; psychological cause, caused by personal instability and lack of control of the assassin; personal cause, caused by personal vengeance that motivates the assassin; mercenary cause, done by hard individuals in exchange for a reward. Objectives of a VIP protection: in summary, to protect dignitaries from any kinds of threat and insult. Basic concept of protection: the protective system analyzes intelligence to detect planned attacks, allowing for effective response to emergencies, and must strive to protect the dignitaries at all costs. Methods of action caused by the adversary: physical assault, simply physical harm either with or without weapon; threats, by technological means or by means of sending letter to frighten the target; insult or humiliation, destroying the image of the dignitary by broadcasting fake news. Initial assessment for dignitary protection: in summary, plan thoroughly for all situations, keep informations and schedules confidential, and implement protective countermeasures. Methods of protection of a VIP: physical protection such as private guards, bulletproof cars, and physical barriers at home. Secrecy information about the VIP, important meetings, and the likes should be confidential. Deception, decoy, or deceiving through false information. Control, this includes knowing the person and objects who come in contact with the dignitary. Intelligence, skills regarding gathering intelligence of every actions done by possible attackers. Instruction, simply giving instructions of do's and don'ts. Neutralization of suspects, simply neutralization of people who pose possible threat to the dignitary.
Assassins are those individuals who decide to kill a person whom they think is responsible for their difficulties. In connection with the assassination of a VIP, it normally has the picture of the location of the victim, the assassin with his weapon, and the protection detailed by divisionary interest. Before the assassination, the plan should be extensive through writing, in simple and specific complete. During assassination, the protective force must function as a team and avoid jeopardizing the safety of a VIP. After planning the assassination, summarize things in operations and evaluate weak points and suggestions for improvements.
And now let's discuss about bombing. Bombing is a very serious social problem as when bombs explodes, casualties and destruction of property is present. With the use of modern technology, bombs became more sophisticated, smaller in sizes, easy to handle, easy to plant, and etc. Mostly bombing is used by the terrorist group. The modus operandi for selecting the target are the following. First, the target is selected because of the political or personal gain of the terrorists. Second, among the buildings where can conceal and do much damage. Third is where a test or a dry run of a plant is often made. And lastly, the device may be partially preset prior to planting. And how we can prepare to a bomb threat or actual bombing. The terrorists develop their plan of attack and the following procedures are suggested to cope the bomb threats and actual bombing. First, contact the police, fire department, and other local government to determine whether any has a bomb disposal unit. Second, establish a strict procedure for inspection of package and materials that entering the area. Third, develop positive means of identifying and controlling personnel. Fourth, if possible, to have inspection of buildings or areas where explosives are likely to be concealed. Fifth, during inspections, always checks the restrooms, storage, crawl areas, and etc. 6. Personnel should always be alert. 7. Put the important document inside the vault that can resist bomb explosion. And lastly, organize and train evacuation unit consisting of key management personnel.
Good day everyone, I am Elton and let's now talk about the plans to be made to counter bomb incidents, and there we have a physical security plan, and that is taken to for the protection of property, personnel, material, facilities, and installation against unauthorized entry, trespass, damage, sabotage, or other criminal or illegal act. And for the three requisites for a successful bombing, there goes the access to explosive, the know-how, and access to targets, which must be given an attention, for this is the area which a law enforcing organization has the greatest opportunity to deter a bomb incident. Next on the list is the bomb incident plan that provides a detailed procedures to be implemented when a bombing attack is executed or threatened. Evacuation is also included in here as conducting an evacuation. There are a number of factors that influence a decision whether or not to evacuate. And guys, an alternative to total evacuation is a partial evacuation. And take note that a partial evac requires a high degree of planning. Number four on the list is the search procedures, and conducting this must be thorough, systematics, and quick. Number five is damage reduction. Techniques include standby of fire and medical services, disconnection of gas, fuel, and electrical power, evacuation of personnel, and venting by opening doors and windows to minimize the blast damage. Number six is removal of an improvised explosive device or a suspect's item is an EOD function. Lastly is the detonation, and if it occurs, it may be necessary to organize rescue teams, first aid personnel, and the site security personnel. Number four on the list is the search procedures, and conducting this must be
Bomb threat. A message delivered by any means warning or claiming the presence of the bomb. It may or may not specify the time of detonation or ignition and the location of the bomb. There are three reasonable explanations for receiving a bomb threat. First, the caller wants to inflict a personal injury and property damage. Second, the caller wants to create atmosphere of anxiety and panic. And the third one is to amplify a lack of confidence to the programs and leaderships. There are three ways of receiving the bomb threat. First is through telephone calls. As long as possible, keep the caller online, record the call, pay attention to the delivery of words and the background noises. The second one is handwritten or type notes. Uh, Save all the materials in any envelope or container for further examination to help in identifying and tracing the writer. The last one is person to person. Uh, Observe and put under surveillance the person making the threat. And upon receiving a bomb threat, immediately inform the officer and coordinate to the nearest police unit and avail the services of this bomb squad. Alert the fire station and medics, then cordon the area. And remember that any means of communication of bomb threat should never be ignored.
Bomb identification and detection. When we say bomb, it is an instrument used for explosion and causes damages for terroristic purposes. Bombs are contained in gift wrap packages, suitcase, attache case, car, boxes, and so on and so forth. How to determine if a bomb exists? Use visual inspection without instruments or touching the suspected object. Visualize the object at a distance, check for connections of surroundings, detect gas or chemical smell, observe unusual presence, and listen for a tick-tock sound of a clock. Location of the bomb at the target site is determined by accessibility to entrance, exit, isolation, and structural damage to building, ensuring bomber's mission can proceed. If suspicious material is discovered, evacuate personnel to at least 300 feet away and turn off electrical and gas units. Don't panic and start protective works with minimum number of people. Venting, buttressing, and baffling are essential measures to minimize blast damage and prevent damage to adjacent rooms. Above all, don't panic.
In the event of a bomb explosion, it is crucial to alert personnel for possible additional bombs, secure the bombing scene, and prioritize the evacuation of the injured. Now, let's talk about what not to do when handling a suspected bomb package. When handling a suspected package, here are the things that you should not do. Moving on, let's focus on the three characteristics of a bomber. Firstly, on psychology, next, as to technology, and lastly, as to security. Now, let's discuss the terrorist attack cycle, which consists of the target selection, target study, attack planning, attack rehearsal, deployment, and finally, target identification and attack. Important reminder, be vigilant on terrorism. Bomb threats and bombing incidents are the handiwork of terrorists. In the face of such challenges, all sectors of the community must act against criminality and terrorism. Here are the key actions citizens can take in case of bomb threats and bombing incidents. 1. Stay calm. 2. Take proper precautions at home and work. 3. Immediately report incidents or information. 4. Delete. Do not forward rumors or unverified reports. 5. Get back to regular routine. And 6. Organize or actively participate in neighborhood monitoring groups.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about how to handle bomb threats and the role of SWAT in crisis management. Let's begin. In identifying a bomb threat, look for warning signs for attended bags or bombs can be disguised in numerous ways. In keeping establishments safe, look for inspection, vigilance, observation, meal caution. And for materials to watch during inspections, we have aluminum shells, alarm clocks, substances. Special weapons and tactics. The role of SWAT teams is they are specialized in weapons and tactics. In diverse responsibilities, they tackle robberies, guard officials, and etc. While in SWAT team structure, we have formation which is part of city, country, or state, law enforcement with various names like Emergency Service Unit or Tactical Response Team. While in SWAT training and skills, they have training which involves learning advanced weaponry, tactics, etc. And in special teams, we have compresses, negotiation, containment, and entry teams. In summary, awareness of bomb threats and the strategic response of SWAT teams are crucial in maintaining safety and order. Thank you for listening.
So now we're going to talk about a special team. An example of a special team is SWAT team, which includes 3 smaller specialized teams: the negotiator, the containment, and the entry teams. So when we say negotiator teams, they are expert when it comes to communication. They talk, they listen, and also they try to convince the suspect to surrender peacefully. Next is the containment team. Containment team is responsible for controlling and also containing crime scenes. Next is the entry team. The entry team tend to enter and also search buildings through the use of force. No, their main objectives is to catch the suspect and also to locate and rescue hostages. Now let us move on to the SWAT team operation. So when it comes to SWAT team operation, we have 2 different tactics that they use: the peaceful tactics and also the forceful tactics. So when we say peaceful, this is when they use persuasion and also negotiation to make an agreement and also to persuade the suspect to surrender without harming the public. Next is the forceful, which includes the use of tear gas, the use of special weapons, and also to shoot the suspect with the help of our sharpshooting teams. So always remember that forceful tactics can only be employed if the peaceful tactics failed. So that's all. Thank you.